The queen was also gulping down the heart of the freshly cooked sea monster. The scene is very disgusting. It's not easy to have a baby after eating the heart. The queen is about to give birth at night, and at the same time, the maid is also giving birth. Not long after the queen gave birth to a prince, she finally showed a happy smile. Time flies, and the prince grew up. The queen loved this child who would not come by easily. You can see how old he is and how he plays hide and seek with him. The prince is also very special. He was as white as a sea monster. Even his eyelashes are white. He also has a very good friend. He looks almost identical to him. You can guess who he is, right? Yes. She is the maid's son, Mike. Although they were not born in the same womb, but they are like twins, inseparable. They are very happy together, even often escaped from the palace to play with water and play together. But this behavior made the queen very unhappy. She summoned the maids and told them not to appear in the palace anymore. Hope they go away as far as possible. But the prince happened to see this scene. The prince was very unhappy, but the queen said that you two were already in different positions. How can the prince play with the maid's bastard son? The prince saw that the theory did not work. He had to turn around and leave. In fact, the prince and Mike were born from the same heart. They were born to be inseparable. That day, Mike listened to the maid's mother. He wanted to go to the palace to apologize to the queen, but just before he reached the door, the queen called him in. It turned out that the queen had mistaken him for a prince. She asked him to help her choose which earrings would look better. Then Mike told the prince about it. To his surprise, the prince was very surprised. He said that when he succeeded the throne, they could take turns to be the king. But what they didn't know was, the queen overheard all these conversations. She immediately kicked Mike's family out of the palace. When the prince saw them, he immediately went after them. He asked Mike sadly why he had to leave the place. Mike said, "I was following the queen's order." He had no choice. He finally had to open a hole at the root of the tree. He told the prince that the water was connected to his life. If the water was clear, he was safe and sound. If not, his life was at stake. If the water does not flow, his life is gone. After the two men parted, the prince would come to this tree every day to see how the water was flowing, so that he could know if Mike from far away was well. But suddenly, one day, the prince found that the water had become extraordinarily muddy. He knew that Mike was in danger, so he sneaked out of the palace and found Mike's place. Just as he reached the door, he saw Mike's family. He mistook Mike for the missing Mike. They came running towards him with joy. They kissed and hugged him. The prince did not reveal the truth, but followed their words to find out Mike's address. It turned out that Mike had gone to the forest for hunting and never returned. Everyone in the family thought he was dead.